actor Johnny Depp and actress ex-wife Amber Heard saw their time in court come to a close today. The 3-week libel case was brought to court by Depp, 57, who's suing the publishers of the Sun newspaper after it published an article last year dubbing the Pirates of the Caribbean star a wife-beater in its headline, which Depp heavily denies. Magic Mike star Heard, 34, said today that she travelled here to the UK to testify as a witness to assist the court but did not file the lawsuit and would have preferred not to be here in court. However, she said she wanted to be a witness for the publication. After 15 days of the trial and it expected to take the judge months to come to a verdict, many bizarre, horrifying and bold allegations were made throughout the trial from both parties. Daily Star Online has taken a look back at the most outrageous allegations made by both Depp and Heard. Read more related articles. Johnny Depp made many allegations against his ex-wife Heard throughout the lengthy trial, as did she, but the pair also freely confessed to a few bizarre claims. From claiming Heard's a victim of an elaborate hoax, saying Heard manipulated photos to confessing he called her Amber Turd after the court heard many claims. The actor's security guard also claimed that he saw Heard punch the actor with a closed fist and spat on him during an explosive row. Heard spat on and punched Depp and I, court Heard. Depp's security guard of 7 years Travis McGivern claimed he saw Heard be physically violent towards the Hollywood actor. Speaking to the court, McGivern said he saw Heard throw a can of Red Bull at Depp before she spat on him and punched him with a closed fist in the face. Mr. McGivern said under oath, on the 23rd of March, 2015, I was working a security shift at Mr. Depp's residence where Mr. Depp was also staying at the time. At some time between 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., Mr. Depp contacted me and asked me to come to Penthouse 5, which is the penthouse he owns in the building adjacent to his principal home in Penthouse 3. He also asked me to bring a nurse who works for Mr. Depp called Debbie Lloyd. I do not recall him specifying why he wanted Nurse Lloyd to come. When Ms Lloyd and I entered his residence, Ms Heard and Mr. Depp were having a verbal argument. Ms Heard's sister was also present. I cannot recall the specifics of what was being said, but there was a lot of shouting mixed in with some moments of calmer communication. This argument lasted approximately 60 to 90 minutes. After claiming the argument got louder and more intense, McGivern said he entered the room and after around 30 minutes Ms Heard threw a can of Red Bull. McGivern continued, after Ms Heard threw the can of Red Bull, I recognized that Ms Heard had access to a variety of other items that she could throw from her position. I therefore moved next to Mr. Depp to ensure that he would not get hit by anything else. At this point, Ms Heard was standing on the landing above Mr. Depp and I witnessed her spit on Mr. Depp from above. Ms Heard also tried to throw her purse at Mr Depp, but I deflected it mid-air. Approximately 10 minutes before we left, I witnessed Ms Heard punch Mr Depp in the eye with a closed fist. McGivern went on to claim it was one-sided fight with Heard the aggressor. Read more related articles. Depp claims his finger was cut off during altercation. Depp claims that his finger was cut off during an altercation with Heard, alleging she threw a vodka bottle at him during a trip to Australia. The actor also claimed he used his severed finger to write a bloody message on a mirror. In a previous statement, Heard claimed had hurt his hand while smashing a plastic phone against the wall repeatedly, and she was not present at the time of the injury. The star's former estate manager Benton appeared in court to give evidence on Day 7. Sasha Watts, QC from News Group newspapers, said Mr. King was tasked with finding Depp's severed finger. As King replied, "It wasn't my job, but I was told it may be somewhere while I was cleaning up." Read more related articles. Calling ex-wife Amber Heard after finding poo in bed. Another bizarre thing Depp admitted to was calling his ex-wife Amber Heard after a row over her allegedly defecating in their bed. The court heard how Depp made Amber Heard jokes after blaming her for feces he found in their bed the day after Amber's birthday party on April 21, 2016. He told the court that while he believes Heard was responsible for the defecation, he said under questioning that it could have been her crass friend, trans activist Ayatollah Wright. Johnny arrived at Amber's party 2 hours later after he got some bad news about his financial affairs from his accountant. Depp says he believes it was Amber, as she reportedly told the building manager it was just a harmless prank. He claims this was when he resolved to divorce her and denied that their pooch could have been responsible for the mess. Depp said he could not be certain that Heard was responsible. The Disney actor admitted that he laughed about the feces the next day and made Amber Heard jokes. Read more related articles. Depp says has victim of elaborate hoax. Depp, who has starred in a number of iconic films, alleges Heard and her friends painted on injuries, manipulated photographs and destroyed property. Sasha Watts, QC, for MGM, said that would have meant Heard indulged in a pre-planned conspiracy over her entire relationship with the actor. Depp denied he ever assaulted Heard, and accused her of being the violent party and reversed his role with her. Watts said Depp's PR machine had kicked in to support his claim. Though Heard was arrested for domestic abuse, no charges were brought in. Kezia Van Lee, the alleged victim, has denied any offense took place. Read more related articles. Amber Heard, the Aquaman and the Rum Diary actress, also made a host of allegations against Depp, many out outrageous. Some claiming her ex-husband told her "I'm going to kill you" and their still caught, to throwing bottles at her like grenades and bombs. A pal of Heard also claimed the actress lay naked and bleeding as Depp urinated on furniture. Read more related articles. Heard lay naked and bleeding. Heard's friend Rachel Rocky Pennington testified in court on July 24, alongside Heard's sister Whitney Henriquez. Pennington lived in Depp's penthouse block in Los Angeles for around 2 years between 2014 and 2016, and she claims she was best friends with his then-partner Heard at the time. She appeared via video link from Los Angeles to give evidence, and when asked if she ever saw Depp hit Heard, Pennington told the court she did not. In her witness statement, Pennington discussed the couple's trip to Australia in 2015, during which Depp was said to have caused $150,000 worth of damage to their rented home. She claims Heard told her that she had a row with Depp over his drinking, as he had previously been trying to give up alcohol. Pennington repeated Heard's allegations that Depp threw several glass bottles at her during the argument. Pennington said she, Heard, said that he was throwing glass bottles at her, and there was broken glass all over the ground which cut her feet. She said he backed her up against a bar and she was trying to support herself, but her arms were sliding down and getting cut by broken glass. Amber told me that at this point Johnny ripped off her nightgown and she was naked on the ground, all wet with alcohol, and bleeding. She continued, Amber told me that at some point during this fight Johnny had cut the tip of his finger. Amber showed me pictures of painted messages Johnny had written all over the rental house in paint and his own blood. She said that whilst she had gone to get dressed he had dipped his bloody finger in paint and written all over the walls and the lampshades. She said she came down and he was urinating on the furniture and had smashed the television. Heard also alleged Depp had tried to set one of the sofas on fire during a rage. Hollywood star Depp has previously alleged that Heard severed his finger during the trip by throwing a bottle at him, but Heard insists Depp did it himself after smashing a plastic phone against a wall. Depp also denied being violent towards Heard during their row while visiting Down Under. Read more related articles. Heard says Depp threw bottles like grenades and bombs. The actress denied allegations she threw bottles at Depp and instead accused the actor of throwing bottles at her like grenades and bombs. Giving evidence on the third day of the trial, Eleanor Laws QC, for Depp, suggested Heard attacked Depp in a 3-day hostage rage in Australia. Lloyd suggested an argument between the pair went round and round, and Heard was screaming at him in a rage. She alleged Heard hurled one bottle at Depp's head which smashed a mirror behind him, before throwing another, which smashed his hand as it rested on a worktop edge. Addressing the allegations, Heard said, "No, I was angry at times but not to the extent where I would throw something at him. I only threw things to escape Johnny when he was beating me up. Sometimes that is all I have. Heard admitted she smashed a bottle during the row, but she said she dropped it on the floor to stop Depp drinking its contents. She said the actor then started throwing bottles at her. She said he threw all 30 bottles at her except for a celebratory magnum of red wine, which remained unbroken. Heard said Depp hurled bottles like grenades and bombs. Read more related articles. Heard branded Depp with D***K after he called her fat ass. Heard told the court how she named Depp with D***K after he called her fat ass. She claimed. The actress' witness statement, presented to the court, listed the lid on various insults the pair would allegedly hurl at one another. Heard claimed that the verbal insult was often about my looks and related to my work, saying things like, "No one will hire you when you're T***s and ass sag," or calling me fat ***. Sometimes I would react and give it back to him, calling him old man or limp D***k. He would often refer to my insults as right hooks or sucker punches. For the most part, it wasn't worth responding because it only antagonized him. Heard continued, if I wore a low-cut dress, then he would say things like, "My girl is not gonna dress like AW*****. Over time, I stopped wearing revealing dresses for red carpet events. It just wasn't worth the verbal and psychological abuse. He demeaned me anytime I tried to wear anything that could be seen as sexy, calling me a whore, slut and an attention ******. Depp said he'd kill me and the dead court. Claimed Heard when Heard spoke for the first time at the court. She claimed her ex-husband Depp once said to her, "I'm going to kill you and *****, your dead corpse." Heard claimed the alleged incident occurred after Depp had been using cocaine and drinking Jack Daniels. The actress claimed Depp had her by the hair and slapped me in the face. She said, over the course of the day, he kept attacking me. He hit me, pushed me, choked me and spat in my face. At some point I went back to the lower level because I wanted to try again to cook a meal and get things back to normal. He was still drinking booze from the bottle. He was so mad at me and I didn't know why. His eyes were black. I told him to put it down and to stop. He became extremely mad, screaming at me ********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* He offered me the bottle. You want it? And what are you going to do? He was threatening me with the bottle of liquor. He provoked me to take it. I said yeah, and I took it and smashed it on the ground. She continued. This set him off. He picked up another bottle and threw it at the wall right next to me. Heard claimed that later on in the day Depp ripped her dressing gown open and pinned her up against the fridge. She alleged, "He had me up against the fridge and he grabbed the front of my gown and ripped it open, so at some point I was bare-chested." I don't remember what he was saying, but he was mocking me, touching my breasts. He ripped off the rest of the gown so I was naked. He grabbed me by my breasts and kept shoving me up against the fridge. Heard continued, "At some point he pulled me around by my neck and pushed me down against the bar. I was against the bar, naked, bent over backwards, my back against the marble. He was pressing so hard on my neck I couldn't breathe. I was trying to tell him that I couldn't breathe. I remember thinking he was going to kill me in that moment. The floor was wet and I was slipping, I couldn't get a purchase and I was kicking my feet trying to stand up, but nothing was catching. I was using my forearms to try to raise myself up and cutting myself on the broken glass on the counter. I remember pleading with Johnny, saying he was hurting and cutting me, and asked him to let me up. He ignored me, continuing to hit me with the back of one closed hand. He was screaming at me, over and over again, "You ruined my life. I hate you. I'm going to F*** kill you and in F*** your corpse." He said it so loud and over, "I am going to F*** kill you." I really thought I might die.